Welcome to Rosemobile Goat Farm. We are farming out of Rabane, and Rabane is 15 kilometers away from the city. We are farming only commercial bull goat. We only have one stud, and our endeavor and future things that we want to do, we want to breed only stud animals. So today's topic, it's a very interesting one. It's all the implements that we need in goat farming, as well as the medication for goat farming. We don't have all of them here, but we still have plenty of them. So when it comes to goat farming, you need to always have your antibiotics. Your antibiotics are your go-for medication that is fast, and in most cases you need LA or short acting. And in most cases, I always hear a lot of farmers on social media saying long acting, you inject it once and then you inject after 3 months, or you inject after. Long acting means it's going to be longer, it's going to stay longer in an animal body, not that it's going to take longer to act. And then short acting means it stays shorter time in an animal body. So in Rosemobile goat farming, we always love to keep long acting oxytrycline. So all your antibiotics, they're different labels. You have your Ultrated, your Maxited, your Somycin, your Revrin, as well as your Maxited. So the substance that you are supposed to look for in an antibiotic is a substance called oxytrycline. And every time I buy an antibiotic, I look for oxytrycline, and it should be more than 200. And every time I get into a shop, I look for 230. Above 200 is much better. It's more stronger. So it doesn't matter which label you have bought. The most important thing that matters is the oxytrycline in a package. So your antibiotic is a treatment of hot water, pneumonia, foot rot, foot joint ill, navel ill in goat and sheep. But one of the things that I want to talk about is that oxytrycline, either Ultrated, either Terramycin or Maxited, they are different. Even though they do the same thing, you will find that in an Ultrated LA200, this is long acting, it doesn't have a pink eye. So when you have an animal that has a pink eye, instead of going into an eye powder that treats the pink eye, you can always inject it with a Terramycin, and Terramycin has that pink eye in. It has everything that this medication has, this antibiotic has, but it also have an addition of pink eye. So all the antibiotics are different, and other ones they have pink eye, other ones they have galley sickness, other ones have hot water, others have foot rot and navel ill, whereas others have other things that the other one doesn't have. So all these are the same. This is Ultrated, this is Maxited, long acting, this is Ultrated, and then this is your Terramycin. So we always, all the time, try and keep antibiotic at the farm. The next thing that is the most important thing in goat farming, your medication in goat farming, you are supposed to have an Ivaject ADE 3E. ADE 3E. This is for your anti-parasitic remedy for cattle, sheep, and then also AD 3E means it has vitamins A, D, and E to prevent the threat of vitamin deficiencies in your goats. So this is one of the medicine that we use for parasites. This is injectable. In most cases also, what you are supposed to look for, is it a drench or is it injectable? I don't want to imagine a situation whereby you take a medicine for drenching and then you inject with it. We keep 2 of them and we alternate all the time. We deal with parasites. They can be a problem in your head. So same applies to this. we also keep Valvazine. Valvazine, it's a remedy for roundworm, lungworm, milk tapeworm, liver fluke in sheep and goats. And it has a tapeworm in goat farming. So we drench this one. We always give 5 ml for a bigger animal, and then for smaller animals we always give between 2 and 3 ml in goats. This it has proven to be working, especially in my head. Every time I give Valvazine, within 2-3 weeks my goats or my kids, they start to show up in body weight. When dealing with coccidiosis in your head, you need to always have your sulfur. Either it is sulfur 16 or any other sulfur. So we always keep sulfur 16. This is a drench we dose with sulfur 16, especially for the kids that are born. We always, to control coccidiosis in your head, you always want to dose with sulfur 16. You are not supposed to have not to have sulfur 16 in your farm, because should you not control sulfur 16, it can spread the whole kraal, the whole farm. So you are supposed to always dose with sulfur 16. The best vaccination that you are going to also mention is Multivex P+. Multivex P+ is a vaccination against lamb dysentery, pasteurellosis, pulpy kidney, tetanus, chloristral, black water, black gut, infections caused by Clostridium. So they say you can inject and boost after a month, and then you can stay the whole year using this. But our conditions are different. I always use Multivex P+ 2 times in a year. Every 6 months I vaccinate for all the 7 diseases using Multivex P+. In case you don't have enough money to buy Multivex P+, in order to vaccinate against Pasteurella and other diseases, you can buy a Pasteurella. It's 1 bottle, it's always around $300, which is around $30. But this is 800 pula, which is around $80. So if you don't have money, but you want to vaccinate against pasteurellosis, always go for one bottle of pasteurellosis. One of the most important spray that you are supposed to always have, it's a wound spray. This wound spray has an oxytricline. So if a goat, by mistake, you have corrugated iron, maybe it get injured, you spray with a wound spray. This is also a Suavet spray. They don't do the same thing. This one you can also treat a pink eye, but it takes longer. This is quite more efficient for us. It's called an Expel, and it's a multi-purpose remedy which effectively controls and prevents worm. It also prevents a foot rot. If you have foot rot, especially after a lot of rains have showered, you can always, if you have foot rot in your farm, you can always trust Expel spray. One of the most important things that you are supposed to also have at your farm is Ovimine. So you can either have your Ovimine gel or your BioBoost. We prefer to use Ovimine. Ovimine gel provides essential organic trace elements, magnesium, amino acids, fat-soluble vitamins to assist in fertility, immunity, as well as growth in sheep and goats. So we add, for bigger goats, we always add into the water where they drink, and then for the small kids, we always make sure we drench it. We do 3 to 5 ml depending on the body weight. The next one, sometimes when you keep on spraying all the ticks using this, they get used to it. Even when you spray, they don't die. So we alternate spraying our goats with Delta Paw. Delta Paw, it controls ticks as well as nuisance, biting, and tsetse fly on cattle and goats. So we always pour this into our goats, and then it makes the skin tone to be darker, but we don't care about it. We are treating something that is problematic. Electrogard. Electrogard, we always add it to water in our goats, and we add it 3 days in a row. We always, if we don't add it, we always give it to the young kids as well as the kids. So it's a water-soluble gel to assist in prevention and treatment of symptoms associated with stress-related conditions such as feed refusal, rumen and lower intestine stasis, dehydration, diarrhea, adaptation, constraints, deviant behavior, as well as disease in goats and sheep. This is very, very important in kids in order to protect it against stress as well as other diseases. We always make sure we dose our kids with this. One of the things that you are supposed to have in goat farming is this. This is a castrating rinse. In other words, they are calling them castrating rubber bands. They go, you use them with a tool like this. This is the lambs that you want to castrate while they are still young. You put a castrating ring in them, and then you spread them like this. You put the balls of a young boy, and then you always make sure that you don't surpass the teeth of a young boy, and then you can castrate. It does the work. Within 2-3 weeks, it will not be fertile. A must-have in your farm, we have different syringes. We have the metal one, and then we have this one that is quite cheaper. This is for timber when I'm not around. And then we have the automatic one where we can, if you are injecting 5 ml, 2 ml, we can always put, and it's automatic. We can inject all. You are supposed to have either, any syringes can do the work. The most important thing in your farm also to control ticks, to always treat ticks, is this. This is your eradicate tick grease. It's the treatment for control of ticks, and then if it has a wound or abscess, we always apply this in your abscesses, on your abscesses. And it's very important. You are not supposed to have it. The last and not the least, we have Eradicate 125. This is when we now put it into this guy, and then we use it to spray all our goats to control all the ticks as well as your parasites. We must also mention that we are in a communal area. Our females go out and mix with other females. So in a lot of people that are around us, they don't control ticks. They are raising local goats, and local goats are known to be tougher and more resistant than Boer goats when it comes to parasites and ticks. So we always make sure that we use Eradicate 125. We mix it with water, and then we spray into our head, all in every time in 2 weeks. When kids are born, we always make sure that we put Rosemore farm. We always put ear tags, and we all know that ear tags are very important for identification, and this is the applicator of an ear tag. We will do an episode on ear tagging later as time goes on. Supposing we have a lot of drenching to do at the farm. Let's say we want to drench all or dose every goat in our kraal using valbazine. So we'll pour valbazine into this bottle, and then we'll use this automatic drench into every goat. We'll always open the mouth. Timber helps me to open the mouth, and then we use the automatic drench. So earlier on, I talked also about the castrating rubber bands, the castrating rinse. Should we have bigger balls of a young boy? Now it comes to this quality castrating metal. I don't know what you call it, but Should we? Badizo, yes. This is Badizo. It now comes to Badizo. And if the balls are bigger, we always use Badizo. We are also going to do an episode about this Badizo. We are going to castrate one of the yambucks. We have plenty of medicines. We cannot finish them today. We have plenty in our house and in our storeroom. But this is the ones I wanted to cover today. I hope you have seen all of them, and I wish you all the best in your future endeavors in goat farming. Thank you for watching our channel today. It has taken a bit longer to produce, but here we are and we are back. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, hit like button and comment below.